part of Adam and Eve were hidden from God. He saw everything. He knew their every thought. He walked with them. He enjoyed them. They enjoyed him. And I think we all know what that desire is like. I think we all know what it's like to desire that kind of relationship where you can be fully known, all the ugly, all the things that you don't want nobody to see, and still fully loved and still fully accepted. The only difference here is that Adam and Eve didn't have anything that the Lord couldn't see. It was perfect. Everything was perfect. The best part about it was that they were with him. And not just with him in like a imaginative way. They walked with him. They talked to him. They did life with him. It says that Adam named the animals with him. He went one by one, and God was like, what do you want to name the animal? God, who just spoke the world into creation, was like, hey, what do you want to call that? Hey, what do you want? And Adam probably had to have like a me. Well, and God's like, yeah. And then he says, oh, a lion. And Adam goes, or God goes, yeah, a lion. That is incredible. I mean, there's just so much enjoyment in this relationship that they have in the garden. And I think we all know what that's like. We all could have that desire of just over and over again coming back to a place where we're fully known. Those desires that we have, they're not weaknesses. That desire that you have to share all of yourself and it be covered, it's not a sin. It's not a weakness. It's not an issue. But it's because it's what we were made for by God with God. We were made for that kind of relationship. He literally crafted us because he wanted somebody to share all of this creation with. He wanted somebody to draw close to. He wanted somebody that he could say, hey, look, I can trust you with this. I can talk to you about this. You could talk to me. God himself desired that kind of relationship. And that's what he created man for. And so when Adam and Eve desired that closeness with God or with each other, that wasn't foreign. It made sense. It was designed. Does that make sense? Does that make sense to you guys? Okay. And so they lived in the garden. They lived with God. He knew them. They knew him. He walked with them. They walked with him. And he gave them everything. He said, you can have everything. But there's one tree, there's one thing that I don't want you to touch. Because if you go there, it's going to bring death about. And there's no death here. There's no end. There's no fear of this ending. But if you go to that one tree, that's what's going to happen. And Adam and Eve obeyed him. They had no reason not to trust him. They had no reason to think that that was a lie or that was a farce or that he was withholding something. They had no reason to distrust God. So they trusted him and they obeyed him for a while. But then Genesis gives us a little window into this one conversation that changes the entire narrative that we're talking about. There's one day Eve's in the garden and a serpent comes to her, and I mean that alone should have given her a heads up. But a serpent comes into the garden and he goes up to her and he goes, hey, Eve, did God really say that you shouldn't eat from that? Did God really say that would happen? Notice how the serpent doesn't come in and say, doesn't that fruit look good? He actually doesn't make it about the fruit at all. Nowhere does he actually tempt Eve with the fruit itself. He just says, can you really trust God? That's what that voice said. That's what that little whisper was. It wasn't him challenging the desire that Eve had or didn't have. Matter of fact, we don't even see before Scripture where Eve even looked in the direction of that tree until the serpent comes in and he goes, can you really trust that? Did he really say that? Is that what he meant? He didn't mean that. That's not what he meant. That's not what he meant. Eve, you know better. And this temptation comes in for Eve to trust something else. Known by God, made for God. But this temptation sneaks in for Eve to trust another voice. She had no reason to. She didn't lack anything. She wasn't running out of anything. But she listened. She gave ear to that conversation. She started to think about, I don't know, did he really say that? And sure enough, Eve entertains this conversation long enough that she takes the fruit, she gives it to Adam. And Genesis says that from that moment forward, their eyes were open. Their nakedness was revealed. Their exposure was revealed. Just how much they were known was revealed to them. And in shame, they hid themselves. Never had to hide before. We've all been in that moment. We've all been in that situation where we've done something and we've just gotten found out. And we feel that rush of, oh, no. We'll start to bargain. How do we get out of it? We'll start to barter. We'll start to work our way around it. We'll defend ourselves because that rush of shame it's fear. It's fear of what's going to happen now. And that's what they had. They never had to question that because they only ever trusted God and he only ever gave them good things and they only ever knew him and they worshiped and he gave them good things and loved them and he worshiped and they knew him. And I mean, they were in this endless cycle of never experiencing what it felt like to not be in good standing with him. But now they knew that they had dishonored him, that they had put their trust elsewhere. And actually says that God comes and he looks for them. He goes, Adam, where are you? Because they're hiding themselves. God didn't lose Adam. God knew where he was. God wasn't peering behind every bush because he was uncertain which one Adam was behind. He knew exactly where Adam was. But he was highlighting this separation that was now existing because Adam understood, Eve understood that there was a fraction in the relationship that they couldn't undo. And ultimately, Adam and Eve get removed from the garden. No longer can they be in the garden. Sin now separates them from God. And the problem is, there's two problems here. There's the consequence of the sin of Adam and Eve, which is separation. But then in order to fix that, it required payment. Payment that Adam and Eve couldn't bring back. So they couldn't just walk themselves back into the garden. They couldn't make it up to God. They couldn't just undo what they had done. The knowledge that they now had, the infraction on the relationship that had now happened was done. What was done was done. And so God moves them out of the garden, not in wrath. And I think that this is something that we forget. We think that God kicks them out of the garden because he's just big and mean and now they've messed up, so you get out. He actually did it in his own level of heartbreak. It actually brought him a level of grief to remove them from the garden because it's not what he wanted. The whole reason that he created them was to be close to them. So now that this was going to separate them, it actually brought him grief. There was a brokenheartedness in the fact that he had to issue that. But the price, the consequence, the issue of sin was separation. And so they were removed from the garden. And the Bible actually doesn't say that the garden disappeared. For a long time, it says that the garden was guarded. It was on the earth. So can you imagine being Adam and Eve? Can you imagine being right outside of the garden for the rest of your life, seeing what's right there and knowing what's in there, knowing what you had there, but just unable to get there? Can you imagine how that sat with Adam and Eve? I imagine he talked about it to everybody. I imagine he told his kids about it. Imagine he told his friends about it, his nephews about it, anybody he could tell. The problem with sin, though, is that what happened in the garden with Adam and Eve didn't stay in the garden with Adam and Eve. It became the condition of all of us. Has anybody ever told a baby that's still like under a year old no before? Doesn't go anywhere. You say no, they understand what you said, but they do it anyway. No one taught them that. It's sin. It's this nature of sin. It's this nature of trusting everything else, trusting another voice, trusting your own voice. You tell the baby no, don't touch that. The oven's hot. Well, they know better, right? They touch it, what happens? They get burned. In their ignorance, they trust themselves and they go for it, but that's something that we don't teach. That's something that we all just do. We come onto the earth doing that. This condition of sin is something that we can't shake on our own as humans. I think that when I think about babies, toddlers, when I think about the way that they rebel, as it's rebellion, think about how natural it is. Think about how easy it is. I think about in us. I think about it myself. How easy it is to just go your own way. But I also think about the idea of Eden. I think about the garden, and I think about how we also were made for that kind of closeness with God. But the Bible is very clear. It says that all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. Not some, all. Not the people you think, not the ones that you judge, all. That means you. That means me. It means all of us. Not just Adam and Eve in the garden, all of us. We might not have stood by the tree. I might not have taken that specific fruit, but I've chosen my own way. I've gone my own way. I've followed my own voice. I've trusted my own voice. So I'm guilty too. And I also have that separation of sin. Because God is just as holy as he was when he created the earth. When he was in all that grandeur and holiness, when he was speaking everything into existence, that didn't change. Eve went her way. He didn't change. And so I still can't bring my sin and just get close to him. I still have an issue of separation. But again, there was two issues. There was an issue of separation, and then there was an issue of payment. And the book of Romans is very clear about what payment was for sin. It says the wages of sin, the price of sin is death. Wasn't that interesting? Isn't that exactly what the enemy went after with Eve? Did he really say you would die? Yeah, he really said that. And yeah, he really meant that. Now we have this issue of death in our lives. The death that happens to us when we give in to sin. Sin kills, it destroys. Look what it did to Adam and Eve. Sin separates, it gets in the way. So we experience the death of that relationship. But then we experience physical death. People that are passing away, that are dying. That's not what we were meant for. We were meant to live with God forever. That's what we were designed for. So death absolutely followed. And because death followed, guess what? I can't die as payment for my sins and then bring that payment. If I die, I die. I'm under that sting of death. I'm under that issue of I'm in sin, so death follows. When you take a loan out at a bank, they don't give it to you. Remember this. They don't give it to you just if you can make your monthly payments on it. They want to see that you can make your monthly payments and still have some for the rest of your life. They want to be sure that they're going to get all their money and not end up. Here's the problem. Sin left us bankrupt. It didn't give us enough to pay. So I didn't have enough for the bank to just give me another loan. I didn't have enough for any of that. I was helpless. Ephesians actually goes one step further. Ephesians says we were dead in our sin. You guys ever seen a dead person try to help themselves? You ever see somebody that's on life support give themselves CPR? You ever been to a funeral where somebody just gets up out of the casket and gets a good stretch because they were just napping? No. Dead people can't help themselves. They're dead. We were dead. The condition of sin left us dead. And this is where we see that the God that was in the garden, the God that was with us, the God that created us to be with him is still that same God that loves us. He's still that same God that pursues us. Romans says The wages of sin is death. Romans says everybody has fallen under that. But Romans also says that while we were still in our sin, because he loved us, he died for us. He came for us. And that wasn't a helpless thing either. And it wasn't a have to either. The Bible says that God looked at us. He looked at man. He looked at all of us on the earth. And he saw us in our helpless state. And he was moved with grief. Remember, it was grief for him to kick them out of the garden. It was grief for him to understand that we were so far from him. And from that place, he said, I desire that they be with me. So I'm going to have to get involved because they can't do it themselves. So he sends his son, sends Jesus to the earth. Jesus comes and he shows us the heart of the Father. He walks with the people that nobody wanted to walk with. He talks to the people that nobody wanted to talk to. He heals people. He restores people. He goes places where people have been outcast. Everywhere he goes, we see this heart of the Father being shown to us. The same desire that was in the garden. He draws near to the ones that are outcast. He comes close to the ones that are shamed. Time and time again, we see Jesus himself go up to people, even though they're in sin. He forgives them. He releases them from their sin. I think of the woman, I don't know if you guys have ever heard the story, but there was a story where when Jesus was on the earth, not just the Pharisees, but the Pharisees, the authorities, the people in the town, I mean, they dragged this woman. They found this woman in the act of sin. They found her red-handed. She was a prostitute. I'll let you figure that out. They caught her red-handed in sin. And they drag her through the city. I mean, she's screaming. They're screaming. They're heckling her sins at her. And they throw her in front of Jesus. And every single one of them picks up a stone. They're getting ready to stone her. All right, the wages of sin is death. The wages of sin is death in the Bible, and the wages of sin is death in the world. Sin will kill you. Your sin will kill you. They throw her in front. I mean, imagine how humiliating this is. And they ask Jesus, they go, what are you going to do with her? And he gets down. And to this day, we have no idea what he wrote in the sand. He wrote something in the sand. He writes something in the sand. He looks up at them and he goes, if you all have no sin, then you can stone her. Whichever one of you has no sin, then you can go for it. Well, they're all guilty. They're all just as guilty as you and I. Just as guilty as her. So they drop their stones. And Jesus looks at her. Now you have to understand that nobody, I want you guys just for a second, think culturally. Bible times. Middle of the street. Nobody wanted to be associated with her. Not just nobody in her circle, nobody. And Jesus looks at her and he takes her hand and he goes, your sins are forgiven. Where are your accusers? Where are they? And sure enough, they all left. That's Jesus. He draws near to the one that nobody wanted. He's showing this heart of the Father. He couldn't get to us, so he made a way to get to us. Comes in the form of his son, his only son. But Jesus didn't just come to show us the heart of the Father. He didn't just come to pick up the ones that were fallen. He came to deal with the issue of sin so that you and I and all of them could be back into this place of fellowship with him. That was in the garden. It's what he made us for then. It's what he's made you for now. And it's what he's made us for forever. And so Jesus comes, and like Romans says, while we were still sinners, none of us in the room were even there, he died for us. He took on our sin. He took on our shame. He took on our brokenness, and he died a gruesome and ugly death. We think of crucifixion like the pictures we see. We think of crucifixion like the necklaces we see. Crucifixion was horrible. It was the Romans' most painful form of execution. I mean, it was the result of a bunch of people sitting around a table and going, how could we make somebody die and how could we make it hurt the most? That was crucifixion. That was crucifixion. What Jesus experienced was that and then some. The Bible says his entire body was just one big open wound. It's what I deserved. That was for my sin. He didn't do anything. He came to the poor. He healed the sick. He drew near to the sinner. He didn't hurt anybody. But he took that on for me. He took that on for you. And you know what the Bible tells us? He didn't do it begrudgingly. He didn't do it with an attitude. The Bible says he did it for joy. Can you imagine facing that kind of situation, facing that kind of death for joy? We think of joy, we think of happiness. We think of peace, we think of comfort. He found joy in that. Not because it was joyful, but because he understood that on the other side of it, he could be with you. He understood that just on the other side of it, you could come in. You could come into fellowship again. You could be welcomed. I could be welcomed back. Adam and Eve, he could be restored to. That was the joy that he did it with. That was the thought that he was thinking as he did it. It was for them. It's for them. I'll keep going. I'll endure it. I'll get all the way to the end. And he had not just temptation. He had so many people were telling him, well, you're God. Stand up. Wasn't enough that he was just going to take it. It wasn't enough that he was just going to the cross. He actually was challenged in it even further. Well, if you are God, see how we don't understand God. Because God is low. God is humble. He's great. He's holy, but he comes low. And they're going, well, if you're God, then stand up. And he chose not to. He goes, no, I have something greater on the other side of this. There's a movie called The Passion of the Christ that obviously depicts all of that I'm just talking about. But there's a line in it where one of the soldiers says to him, what kind of fool embraces his own cross? They thought it was so foolish because they gave him so many chances to walk away. And he was God. He could have. But he chose not to. There was a greater reward on the other side. So with joy, he endured the cross. Despising its shame because it was shameful. That's another thing. We always see it up on a hill, but crucifixion typically happened on the streets. So imagine you're walking through town, hanging out with your friends, and there's somebody being crucified just on the side of the street. And as they would do that with such casualty, because they were just living their life, they would spit on him. They'd throw more names at him. They'd shame them. It was for shame. But he did it for joy. He embraced the shame. He embraced all of that for the sake of joy. Now, I've heard that my whole life. Everything I just told you. I've listened to it my entire life. I was born with parents that believed it, that taught it, that made me live it, even when I didn't believe it, my whole life. There was one day, and it was in the course of a lot of things were happening in my life that were challenging. And I remember being angry. Angry at God, angry at my parents, angry at the people that I knew. Because I had a lot of issues and everyone thought the answer was God. And that made me really upset. Because that was all I had ever heard my whole life, and it wasn't really being the answer. At least in the moment, I didn't think it was. But I remember one night, I was at a conference with my parents. And I'd found my way away from them. And I was sitting in the back of the room. And this guy is speaking much more passionately than I am right now. I mean, he yelled for about 45 minutes. And I was having a whole, like, if he could stop yelling, please. I was so done. It was like a 4 or 5 day conference like you guys are in right now. And we were on day 5. And I remember him talking about the cross. And I remember having a moment where I realized suddenly that he was talking about me. It was like my whole life I had listened to it from this, like he's talking about everybody else. But it was for the first time he started to list off things that I was struggling with. He started to list off things that I was dealing with, that I was facing, thoughts I was having, temptations I was going against. And I realized, so for the first time, the story sounds like it might actually be about me. And that's when I realized what my issue was. I never thought that I qualified for the gospel. It was what everybody else heard. I grew up around, I was so familiar with it that it was just what everybody else heard and needed. I never quite realized how much I qualified for it. And it was because I never quite realized how much I needed it. And I was sitting in the back of the room. He's talking about all this stuff. And I remember asking the question, if he's talking about me, then what do I do with that? If Jesus really did do if Jesus was real, if Jesus really came to the earth, if God really created the earth, if he really created the earth with all of that intention, and if Jesus really went that far for me, what do I do with that? Because you can't, we get gifts on our birthdays, we get gifts on Christmas. We welcome those, we feel entitled to those. But have you ever had somebody drop something really expensive in your lap? Unexpected, unasked for? There's an overwhelming feeling of inadequacy. I wasn't prepared. I didn't get you I don't know what. And it feels really awkward. Because our natural response when we're given gifts of big magnitude is to try to give something back. But when I look at this and I look at the gift of Jesus' life and I looked at the way that he laid it down, I go, I can't. What do I do with that? How do I give that back? How do I understand? If it's really about me, then what's my part in the story? Where do I go? I remember asking myself that question. And right as I asked myself that question, the guy that was speaking gave a very general, so if you want to know Jesus, come to the altar. And I remember not moving. Because I was like, I don't want to know you if I don't know what I can give you or how I can. And then he goes one step further and he goes, but if you're aware that you need Jesus, just follow him. Follow him. And the Lord met me that night and I had we could talk about that another day, but follow him. I realized that was the thing that we do in return. We follow him. We go after him. When we look at the garden, when we look at what Adam and Eve did, they followed their own voice. They went their own way, and we are so guilty of that. We are so guilty of, it's just a thought. The Bible tells us your sin doesn't really come from some thing that the enemy does to you. The sinful thoughts that we have and the sinful actions that we take, it comes from us. It comes from our ideas. That's the problem. The problem is that the enemy, he comes and he encourages us to go our own way, to trust our own wisdom, to trust our own voice. And God's going, I made a way for you to come back into the garden, which means come back into following me. And Jesus talked about this when he was on the earth. The book of Luke says that Jesus said, if anybody wants to follow me, take up your cross, deny yourself, follow me. And I started to understand what that meant. Jesus paid the price for our sin, but he didn't say that his way was easy. Jesus takes our burdens and he takes our shame, but we still have to say no by the grace of God. And to follow him means when we don't believe him, rather when we cannot see him, we follow him anyway. When I cannot understand him, I follow him anyway. I remember that night, one of the things that I asked the Lord specifically about was to prove, so ignorant, to prove his love for me. Show me that you love me. And I remember somebody came over and prayed for me. And they asked me, what is it that you want prayer for? And I said, I want him to show me that he loves me. And I've never seen this woman before. I'd probably never see her again. She smiled at me and she went, oh, he loves you. And he showed you when he came to the cross. He showed you when he gave up his life. He showed you when he pursued you relentlessly. He showed you when he became unokay with your condition that he went and found you. He showed you when while you were sitting in the back, he went and found you. He went and sought you out. That's how he showed you his love. And she went, do you love him? I was like, I don't know. I don't know. She went, all you have to do is love him back. And I began to learn that that's what it meant to surrender. It meant to just trust him, to love him. What are the things that we find in relationships that we love? We find trust. We find security. We find safety. Right? Some of our best friends, we can trust that when their back is to us, they're still loving us. They're still upholding us. That's where that stuff gets built in relationship. And so I realized that it was that simple. If I see his love, the question I have to ask myself is, do I love him back? Because if I love him back, then I'm going to follow him. Then I'm going to go his way. I'll invite the worship team to come back up. We're going to wrap up soon. That's what that means. And so when I step back, when I just take a giant step back, and I look at my life, and I look at the things that I have in front of me, the things I go through, the things I don't go through, the struggles I have, the struggles that people around me have. But I even just look at the things that are missing. When I don't feel 100%. Or when I do something thinking that it's going to make me feel better and it doesn't. Or I talk to somebody thinking it's going to make me feel better and it doesn't. When I look at all those disparages, so it's called, when I look at all those gaps, I can keep going back to the same thing over and over again. He came to fill those gaps. I was made for that to not be. I was made for closeness. I was made to be with God. I was made to reflect his image. I was made to look like him. I was made to talk like him. I was made to love like him. I was made to agree with him. I was made to go his way. I was made for fellowship with him. But sin has caused gaps. And I can stress myself out trying to come up with all the money I need to pay those gaps. Or I can look at Jesus and I can go, you loved me. I love you back. Fill the gaps for me. Fill it up for me. Fill in the places I don't understand. Fill in the things that I haven't let go of. And that's, again, I told you, that night I realized for the first time that gospel was for me. That message was for me too. It didn't matter that I had been in church all my life. It didn't matter that I thought I knew better. All that mattered was that he loved me. And all I had to decide was if I was going to love him and follow him back. He moved towards me. He came towards me. It was my turn to decide whether or not I was going to move towards him. It's the invitation that Jesus gives. That conversation happens when somebody comes up to me and goes, Jesus, what is it that I need to do to be saved? Where is it that I need to go to be saved? And he goes, follow me. Just follow me. How do I get back into fellowship? How do I get back into that closeness? How do I fill those gaps? Follow me. He's done the work. He did the hard thing. He did the part that we couldn't do. He did the part that you couldn't do. He did the part that I couldn't do. Now all we have to do is decide. We're not arguing the truth of it. The Bible and the testimony of Jesus is one of the most historically proved things to have ever happened on the earth. There's more evidence of Jesus walking the earth and of his death than there is of any other thing. We're not arguing the truth of the Bible. We're not deciding if we believe it. We're not deciding if it makes sense. All of that is established. The invitation that Jesus gives us is to follow him or not. It's to go with him or not. It's to understand my own insufficiency or choose to not. It's a simple decision. We complicate it with our feelings. We complicate it with our questions. We complicate it with our bargains. That's what Adam did. God came and asked Adam what happened, and he went, she did it. Immediately. We do that too. Well, I don't need it. I'm not the one that sinned. No, we all are in this condition. I'm in that same condition. Oh, everybody stand up. And I want to ask any leaders that are in the room that are available, if we could maybe pull some that are out there. We want to have all the leaders come just line up here. Here's the thing. I told you that I heard this story my whole life. I told the story. But I didn't understand my place in it. And since that day, I've had to re-understand my place in it so many times. Salvation is total. He saves us from all of it. But I can't tell you how many times I've heard the gospel again and gone, oh man, I've gotten away. I've gotten a little bit away. I've wandered a little bit away from that truth. I followed my own voice. And I felt like it was harmless. I felt like it was just regular things. But I followed my voice and I've wandered. And I got to wander back. And he's gracious. The Bible refers to Jesus like a shepherd. And shepherds will shepherd their flock year after year, but you always get that one that loves to wander away. And shepherds are so aware of their flock that as soon as the one wanders away, they go find it. Because they understand that the wandering might be innocent, but what they might find themselves in is not. That could be detrimental. Ain't nothing worse than a sheep tangled up in some bushes. Literally. That's like death for the sheep. And so he looks at us and he goes, they wander off. And the wandering isn't so much the problem, but if they get too far, they're going to get tangled up in something, and that could be an issue. And so he comes relentlessly. He'll come and he'll find us and he brings us back. And then there's times where we hear it, like that night where I really only heard it for the first time. And I realized it was about me. It became a lot more serious after that. So I want everybody close their eyes. Everybody close your eyes. There's only two people here, every eye is closed. There's only two people here that know your heart. The Lord and you. There's only two people here that know where you're at. You and the Lord. I don't know what you came in with today. I don't know where you've been. I don't know what you've been through. I but he does. I don't know if you've never heard this before. I don't know if you've never heard or understood that you were helpless in your sin until he came. That he gave his life just to have you close to him. I don't know if you've heard this a million times, but it's never applied to you. Or if you have sheep amnesia, it applies to you for now, but you tend to wander off. I have sheep amnesia. I don't know where you are, but I know that the invitation, much like the condition of sin, from Jesus to us is the same that it was in the Bible. He says, if anybody would come after me, follow me. The invitation is the same, that if you see him clearly for who he is and you're moved towards him like he was moved towards you, follow him. It's the invitation. And that invitation was for those Jesus was speaking to, but it's real for you, and it's real for me, and it's real today. So we're gonna go back into worship, and I want every eye closed. I want you to take a second. Look at your heart. Look at your life. Where in the story are you? I can't answer that, but you look. Where are you? This is a moment to reset. To choose today to follow him forever for the first time. To choose today to follow him forever for the 15th time. To reset. And the Bible says that we're promised today and not another moment. So this is a moment of mercy. Don't wait for tomorrow because we don't know that tomorrow's coming. Look today at your heart. Look today at your life. What do you see? And then as we go back into worship, all the leaders are lined up here. This is what I want to do. You have to answer that. You have to look at your life. You have to look at what you see in your heart right now. And then you have to look at Jesus. We're going to be looking at him all week, so start now. You have to look at the cross and you have to find out where you are in that story. And then I want to take these next 10 minutes. Find a leader. Let them pray for you. Let them pray with you. Reset. Start yourself again. But don't miss the moment. Don't resist it. If the Lord is moving on your heart, just like he came towards you, come towards him. Trust him with the in-betweens. Trust him to meet you. Trust him to walk with you. Don't think about what your friends are doing. Don't think about if they're gonna judge you if you answer. Don't think about what any of the leaders in the room already think of you. Don't think about any of that. None of that matters right now. This is a moment between you and the Lord. And it doesn't matter where you fall in the story. Come close to him. Let him meet you.
Oh, he loves me. Oh, for me. Oh, he loves us. Oh, how he loves us. Oh, how he loves us. Oh, how he loves. Yes, he loves. Yes, he loves. Oh, he loves us. Oh, how he loves us. Oh, how he loves us. Oh, how he loves. He is jealous. Oh, he is jealous for me. His love's like a hurricane. I am a tree bending beneath the weight of his wind and mercy. Oh, when all of a sudden I am unaware of these afflictions eclipsed by glory, and I realize just how beautiful you are and how great your affections are for me. Oh, he loves us. Oh, how he loves us. Oh, how he loves us. Oh, how he loves. Yes, he does. Oh, he loves us. Oh, how he loves us. Oh, how he loves us. Oh, how and we are his portion. We are his portion, and he is our prize, drawn to redemption by the grace in his eyes. If grace is an ocean, we're all sinking. Oh, and heaven meets earth like an unforeseen kiss, and my heart turns violently inside of my chest. I don't have time to maintain these regrets when I think about the way that he loves us. Oh, how he loves us. Oh, how he loves us. Oh, how he loves. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Oh, he loves us. Oh, how he loves us. Oh, how he loves us. Oh, how he So we say thank you for breaking the bread of your body, for spilling the wine of your blood. Jesus, thank you. Oh, my heart will sing forever. We say thank you for breaking the bread of your body, for spilling the wine of your blood. Oh, Jesus, thank you. Oh, my heart will sing forever. Oh, thank you for breaking the bread of your body, for spilling the wine of your blood. Jesus, thank you. Oh, my heart will sing.
couldn't do for ourselves. He went depths that we couldn't go. Just say thank you. Thank you.
Oh, my heart will sing.
I can't bring him much, but I can bring him a grateful heart.
Thank you for breaking the bread of your body, for spilling the wine of your blood. Jesus, thank you. Oh, my heart will sing forever.
Just wait, we don't have to rush everywhere. Some of you guys know this from years before, but we're not strangers here to just waiting for a second. Just take a second. But don't waste the second. So just take a minute right now. Just thank him. You thank him. You thank him for what he's done in your life. For all that he will continue to do in your life. Just thank him. Thank you, Jesus. Because that just about wraps up our first session. Amen. Amen. Guys, I want everybody to go back to your seats. And this morning, all of you received a plastic baggie. And in that plastic baggie was a shirt. Does everybody have that bag with them? Can I see it? I made a promise that I wouldn't send you guys to the next thing if I didn't see them all. Where is it? Go grab it. Go on, go grab it. If you don't have it, go grab it. Everybody, Jacob, you got your bag? Okay. Guys, you guys are going to go tie-dye your shirts in a second. I knew it. Okay, you guys are going to go out under that big tent and you're going to tie-dye your shirts. You guys are going to do it. But here, I want you guys to listen. Because I don't want to get in trouble. Brianna is going to give you guys really specific. Does everybody know who Brianna is? Yeah, okay, good. Okay, she's going to give you guys instructions under the tent. I convinced her that this was a good idea. I also convinced her that she should run it. I need you people to help me convince her that I was right. Okay? No, not confident at all. Nobody's doing anything. I need you guys to be sure to help me convince her that I was right. Okay. We'll work on it. It's Monday. Okay? So I want you guys are going to go under the tent. What happened? That's another good thing. Make sure you have your bag. Your name, your size. Okay. We're good? That was it? Okay. So you guys are going to go under the tent. Brianna's going to give you guys really specific instructions. Please, 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 please listen to her instructions. Under the tent are several tables. I want everybody to find a spot at the table. You guys are going to stand up, find a spot, don't overcrowd each other, spread out pretty evenly as best as you can. Okay? Okay? Okay, guys, we need to wake up as the week goes on. I can't do this all week. Okay? Thank you. Okay, everybody, go out into the big tent.
let them hear, see, let them know, hear, let them know, let them see, let them hear, see, let them know, hear, let them know, let them see, let them hear, see, let them know, hear, let them know, let them see, let them hear, see, let them know, hear, let them know, let them see, let them hear, see, let them know, hear, let them know, let them see, let them hear, see, let them know, hear, let them know, let them see, let them hear, see, let them know, hear, let them know, let them see, let them see, let them hear, let them know. No longer seen but blind, no longer hearing but deaf. Open up eyes, open up eyes, open up eyes in Zion. Open up eyes in Israel. No longer seeing but blind, no longer hearing but deaf. Open up eyes, open up eyes, open up eyes. Open up eyes, open up eyes, open up eyes. Open up eyes, open up eyes, open up eyes. Open up eyes, open up eyes, open up eyes. No longer seen, but not see. No longer hearing, but not perceiving. Let the gospel go forth in Israel. Let it pierce the hearts of the Jews and the Gentiles. No longer seeing but blind, no longer hearing but deaf. Unstop their hearts to see you, God. Receive Yeshua. He will have his inheritance. Release the gospel in Israel. Release the gospel in Israel. To the Jew and the Gentiles, let them see you, let them hear you. To the Jews and the Gentiles, let them see you, let them hear you. To the Jews and the Gentiles, let them see you, let them hear you. To the Jews and the Gentiles, let them see you, let them hear you. To the Jews and the Gentiles, let them see you, let them hear you. To the Jews and the Gentiles, let them see you, let them hear